let's get to cooking. This is what we're doing today at Memaw's house. Hey y'all, welcome back to Memaw's house. As you know, the children went back to school, and of course, as you probably figured, we've all been fighting the virus. Because when they get back to school with all their friends and they're so close together and whatever else, they share those little bugs. So if I sound a little funny, that's because I feel a little funny. But I'm going to make some Korean-styled chicken and veggies tonight because it has a little heat and that feels real good on the back of the throat. So join me as I get started making our dinner. Now I am going to start with cleaning my chicken. You can certainly buy skinless, boneless chicken thighs. I just happen to have some skin on, bone-in chicken thighs with all of the stuff that usually comes with it. I'm going to strip all that off and clean these chicken thighs up so that we can go ahead and chop them up into nice bite-sized pieces. So let's get that done. You'll notice that in the beginning, I cleaned it with some lemon, and I am going to go ahead and pull the skin off and cut any excess fat off. After that's done, I'm going to go ahead and soak it in some salt water just for about 10 or 15 minutes while I prepare some other things. So I'm going to start us off early with some chicken soaking music so that it can save my voice just a little bit and you can enjoy the chicken soaking. Okay, so while the chicken is soaking, I'm going to go ahead and cut our cabbage. I'm going to cut all my veggies, as a matter of fact, and my veggies will include the cabbage, some carrots, and onion. Now that the cabbage is complete, I'm going to go ahead and grate carrots. We want to use as many carrots as you like. I think I'm going to use maybe 2 or 3. And we'll get all of this in the same bowl because it's all going in at the same time. No, so these carrots are too small. Now in a separate bowl, I'm going to put my chopped onions. Now I'm also going to include some garlic, but that's already been chopped up and it's ready to go. So now it's time to go ahead and process our chicken. We're going to chop up the chicken and get it off the bone, get it into bite-sized pieces. Now I'm not too worried about leaving a lot of meat on the bone. I just want to get it all as close to the bone as I can, because the bone with the meat and the rest of the fat that might be left on it is going to get boiled and put into a stock. So I'm going to use all of this chicken that I can use. Once we get all of the chicken chopped up, we'll go ahead and start seasoning the chicken. We'll start with our garlic that I told you about. I had already minced up this garlic and preserved it in some olive oil. So I'm going to use 2 heaping tablespoons of garlic. You know, garlic is good for fighting colds. So is onion. So make sure you eat your garlic and your onion, because it will help you fight a cold. Nonetheless, once we get that garlic in there, we'll go ahead and get the rest of the ingredients that's going to season our chicken. Starting with some red chili pepper flakes, or gochugaran. I think that's the way you pronounce it in Korean. But I'll get a good amount of that on there, not half as much as the Koreans use, because they use a bunch and it's a little spicy. And then we'll use some gochujang, which I'm probably pronouncing wrong, but it is a red pepper paste. And it adds a little bit of a sweetness. It has a little soy sauce in it and the same red pepper flakes, but it's made into a paste. It's delicious, and I like it. Now I will go ahead and I have to move my marshmallows out of the way of my brown sugar. I use a dark brown sugar, and we'll mix this all up. We'll add a couple other things, some vinegar and a little bit of soy sauce, so that we can season our meat. And of course, I don't need to tell you, but I will put the ingredients down in the description box so that you can have the recipe for yourself. Now that all the marinade ingredients are pulled together, let's go ahead and stir that up. And sometimes I do mix my marinade first. Today I just wasn't feeling it. So you can certainly mix your marinade in a separate bowl and then add your chicken. Either way, that chicken has to get in that marinade and it's going to sit for about 10 or 15 minutes. If you want it to be spicier, add more red pepper flakes. And if you want it to have more seasoned taste to it, you can also marinate it for a longer period of time. Now let's pull together some flour and corn starch to dip our chicken in to make it nice and crunchy. Now it's time to cook. Let's go ahead and get some oil. We're going to cook the chicken first. We'll get the oil in the wok and get it heated well so that we can get our chicken into some hot oil. And I'm just going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to the flour mixture so that it can have some seasonings. You know we got to have seasonings on every level. Now let's mix this and we'll get the chicken all floured up. Of course, we'll cook our chicken in batches, and then we'll get our veggies cooked, pull it all together, and have a meal. Now I poured some of the oil out that I cooked the chicken in, and I've just added the cabbage, and we're going to stir fry the cabbage. Now that the cabbage and carrots and onions are all cooked to the doneness that I like, and we like a little crunch on ours, I'm going to make a little well in the middle so that I can add the chicken, and then I will stir it all together. I'm going to add a generous squeeze of soy sauce. And now I can stir this together and it is complete. Oh, and I decided to fry up some dumplings as a side dish. These are just pre-packaged dumplings, and I'll link them down in the description box. And I also made a little dipping sauce for the dumplings. And if they wanted to put a little bit on their chicken and rice, they could. But that's the meal for tonight. We're going to eat, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. And here's a video that may interest you and a playlist as well. If you haven't already subscribed, hit my picture in the center and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Y'all be blessed. Bye.